You know, folks, I feel bad for Stuart Skinner tonight because a lot of the focus is going to be on the fact that he gave up a pretty weak goal in the first period. But the real focus has to be on Jesper Wallstedt for the Minnesota Wild, who has his fourth shutout in 6 games. He's only played 10 games in his entire career. Wallstedt was a wall. He has wall in his name, and he was a wall tonight. Stuart Skinner, I feel for Stu here. I thought Stu played good. He's given up 1 goal in his last 2 games. I thought he played good tonight, especially some of the chances that Minnesota had in the third period. I thought he did a good job giving the Oilers a chance to get back. The Oilers only needed 1. Just 1 goal to at least get a single point in this one. But Minnesota, they scored that 1 goal, and then they're able to play their game. They're able to be in the neutral zone. They're able to keep the Oilers to the perimeter. And the Oilers, for all the zone time that they had, at one point they showed the zone time on the Sportsnet ticker or score bug. The Oilers had 12 and a half minutes of zone time, and Minnesota had 6.5 minutes. The Oilers had a full 6 minutes more of zone time, but the Oilers are just on the perimeter the whole game. They're not able to generate anything from that inner slot. And one, credit to Minnesota's defenders, credit to their team for, being bought in the system that they play. And 2, also credit Wallstedt when they did get those chances kind of in those high danger areas. They didn't have a lot tonight, but when they did, Wallstedt was able to make the saves. I don't know, man. That's a frustrating one. There was a lot of discourse coming into this game because the Oilers could have drafted Wallstedt in the 2021 NHL entry draft. The Oilers, of course, traded down in that draft. They picked up the 22nd overall pick instead of picking 20th, and then I think the 90th overall pick. And the Oilers ended up drafting Xavier Bourgault and Luka Munzenberger. Well, Bourgault's not with the organization anymore. Munzenberger is probably never going to be an NHL player. I think Munzenberger's still overseas, played in Germany, to be completely honest with you. That's a tough one. I don't know. I want to be mad. I want to be frustrated. I'm more frustrated at the coaching, honestly. I didn't like how Chris Knobloch was really switching up all the lines. Even in the second period is when he started doing it. And then in the third period, hey, let's just load up McDry the whole game instead of giving anyone else a chance. Love to see that. And then, of course, the Oilers' offensive system. We've talked about this before. It's a lot of perimeter, work the puck back to the point, shots from distance. Most goalies, when they see the puck, they're going to prevent rebounds. The Oilers don't get any second opportunities at the top of the crease. No rebounds. I mean, Wallstedt, he's not giving up any easy rebounds. And when there is a rebound, other teams' defenders are able to clear them. Stu gave up 1 goal, not a goal you want to give up, but it's not on him. This game is nowhere near on Stuart Skinner. This was a game where you tip your cap to Jesper Wallstedt, and you also can kind of really analyze the Oilers' offense where they had a lot of zone time, they had a lot of shots, they didn't have a lot of high danger shots, and they weren't able to get 1. The Oilers are a team that should be built on offense. They're a team that should be built on speed, and Minnesota really took that game away from Edmonton. The Oilers weren't able to generate anything off the rush tonight, and it's frustrating. That's how this is the type of game against Minnesota that Oilers fans are used to. This is the game where I talked about it in the pregame report, where a lot of Oilers fans have a lot of bad memories going up against this team because of that kind of play. And credit to the Wild, they were able to play defensively and they got the job done. The Oilers were not able to get a single goal. We'll go over the Edge visualizer. We'll take a look at Brodin's 1 goal that he got. That was the only goal of the game. We'll take a look at some of the advanced stats, some of the box score, and then we're just going to end things. So if you enjoy the post-game fan reaction, hit the like button. If you really like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The Oilers have started their 5-game homestand with a loss in regulation. That stings. They need minimum 6 points on this homestand, so they have to win 3 of the next 4 games. That's tough, right? You've put yourself in a bad spot where if you go 500 or worse on this homestand, this is going to be really telling where this team is going to go this season. And for as good as the effort was, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. They weren't able to, get the job done, I guess is all I'm going to say here. So let's take a look at the Edge visualizer for Jonas Brodin's goal. It was off a face-off. You had Draisaitl out there with Hyman and McDavid and Bouchard and Ekholm. They win the puck back. It's just a slap shot from distance. And Stuart Skinner, I don't know, man. I don't know if he lost sight of it. I don't know if there was a flyby screen. I really don't think there was. I think this was just a straight shot on net. Every angle that they showed, Stu should have had this. He had his glove low, and it went right through him. It's just one of those plays where, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. And like I said, Stu is going to get the blame for this game. But when you put up a 0 on the goal scoring sheet here, it's tough to blame your goalie. Stu, We talk about a 900 save percentage, right? I always talk about it. As long as he gives us a 900 save percentage, the team is in good shape. Well, he gave us about a 940 or 950 or whatever it ends up looking like. I'll take a look at the box score. In this game, the Oilers outshot Minnesota 33-24. They had more faceoffs. The Oilers went 0 for 2 on the power play. Penalty minutes were 6-4 Minnesota. Hits 25-19. Wild block shots. The Wild had 20 block shots. Giveaways, the Oilers had 18 giveaways. Takeaways, the Wild had 8. And if we take a look at the box score here for the Edmonton Oilers, their forward group, you had McDavid play 23-24, Draisaitl 22-58, Hyman 20-49. And if we go down to the fourth line, Clattenburg only played 4-41. Not sure if I agree with that one, Chris Knobloch. Frederick played 8-30. He's more than useless at this point. Curtis Lazar played 8:45. Again, he didn't get a lot of opportunity. This is where I'm frustrated, though. What did Matthew Savoy do to deserve to not get to play basically at all in the third period? I think Savoy had 2 shifts in the third period. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but Savoy's getting less ice time than Mangiapane, Henrique, Janmark. Savoy's getting less ice time than Matthias Janmark. Hello, Chris Knobloch. What are we doing here? Matthew Savoy, he brings speed. He brings tenacity. He keeps plays alive. He makes good passes. There is no reason, if you're trying to generate a goal in a 1-goal game, to sit a guy like Savoy and not play him as much as some of these other guys. What did Janmark do to deserve 14:43 of ice time today? That's crazy to me. If we take a look at defense, of course, Bouchard had a lot of ice time in the third. They're pushing. They're trying to get 1 goal. Ekholm, 21-49. Nurse played 19-12. Emerson, 16-39. Regula only played 16-10. Didn't see him a lot out there in the third period. I thought Regula looked a little shaky again. Kulak, I thought, looked okay. Emerson, probably our best defenseman tonight, in my opinion. His overall game has really... it's been solid. If you take a look at Stu, a 958 save percentage. This game's not on Stu, folks. I know everyone's going to want the scapegoat. They're going to want it on Stu. This is on Chris Knobloch. This is on the forwards for not generating a goal, and it's on the coaching as a whole for how the Oilers are coached in the offensive zone. It's nowhere near good enough, my friends. If we take a look at the money puck here, the expected goals, deserved a winner meter, the Oilers, based on all of the analytics that money puck takes into consideration, the Oilers would win 62.8% of the time based on 1,000 simulations. But take a look at this. Now, the bigger the dot on the screen, the higher danger chance that it is. So if you look at the Oilers, they don't have a lot of big orange dots. They have a few, right? They got a couple shots in the inner slot, but nothing really high danger. But look at all the shot attempts from the point. Look at all those small dots. Look at how many shot attempts they had from the blue line, man. And it's frustrating. And if you look at the Minnesota Wild, they didn't have very many shot attempts. Their goal that was scored, what was the percent chance of a goal? 3.5% chance of a goal based on that location, shot angle, speed, all that sort of thing that it takes into consideration. Again, credit to Brodin. Actually, you know what? I'm not giving credit. Sorry, Brodin. Brodin, if you see this video somehow, that wasn't a great shot. Stu should have had it. Stu did make a couple saves in the third period that I thought were pretty key. Minnesota pressed a little bit, but the expected goals in all situations, 2.67 to 1.81 in favor of Edmonton at 5-on-5, 2.04 to 1.7. It was a pretty evenly played game at 5-on-5. Minnesota, they had a few looks in the middle part of the period. The Oilers, for about the last 7 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shot attempts, and then they had nothing on net for the final 2 minutes. Brutal. Absolutely brutal, folks. Mangiapane led the way in expected goals for at 5-on-5, 84%. Janmark had an okay game, 68.69%. Good for Janmark. Lazar, Nugent-Hopkins, Emberson. You know what? I said Emberson was probably our best defenseman tonight. Apparently that was not the case. Apparently the eye test does not agree with the analytics tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If we take a look at the Minnesota Wild tonight, Liam Ogren, I don't even know who that is. Tyler Pitlick played 6:21. Ben Jones played 6:39. Bogosian only played 11:34. So Minnesota, they went pretty top-heavy tonight, too, defending that lead. But when you have the lead, you have the luxury to shorten the bench. The Oilers should have been rolling their lines, trying to generate something here. It's unfortunate. I thought Mangiapane had an okay game tonight, but Stuart Skinner, he had .81 goals saved above expected, a 958 save percentage. That's a tough one. I don't know what else to say. I didn't take any questions tonight because I I mean, what am I going to answer, right? Most of the comments are going to be about Stuart Skinner giving up a weak goal, and there's going to be a lot of blame on him. Listen, I'm the hardest person on Stu. I'm going to tell you right now, this game is not on Stu. It was a bad goal against, yes, but the team did not generate anything for their goaltender tonight, and it's unfortunate. Connor McDavid, he has to start being selfish. I'm sorry. I'm tired of Connor McDavid just skating into the zone, button hooking, playing it to the blue line, or when he does get a chance off the rush, he's always looking for the pass. Connor McDavid scored 64 goals in a season once. I would like to see Connor McDavid be selfish. I don't care if McDavid has 15 shots in a game. 15! Don't pass the puck to anybody. Do it yourself. Connor, I want you to start doing it yourself. I want you to shoot the puck a little bit more. It was a frustrating game. If you went to the game, I'm so sorry. I was looking at tickets on Fan First, like an hour before the game, and I saw some tickets in the lower bowl were going for $40-$50. I don't know, man. I think a lot of fans realize near puck drop, there's a lot of fans out there that just don't like watching the Oilers play this team. There's a reason why fans in Edmonton hate going up against the Minnesota Wild. But if it makes anyone feel better, the Oilers, they're a little bit better when they're in Minnesota for some reason. Last year, they beat Minnesota 7-1 in St. Paul, and they also beat them 5-3. Maybe get some redemption later this season. I'm not sure when their next matchup is. December 20th. The Oilers are in Minnesota on December 20th. That is a 1 p.m. local time start. Okay, maybe never mind. A matinee game. Don't know about that. Listen, folks, we'll talk about this in the day after discussion tomorrow. It was a good effort. Couldn't get a single goal. That's not on your goaltender. That's on the offense. That's on the team as a whole, just in front of the goalie. Yes, it was a bad goal against, but I'm not going to rip Stu to shreds for one goal against. It'd be a lot different if it was 4 or 5-0. Yeah, we can probably look at the goaltending and point the finger. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm not engaging with that tonight. And it just also hurts more knowing that it's Jesper Wallstedt, the goalie that the Oilers should and could have drafted in 2021. Tyler Wright, Ken Holland, they are literal terrorists in the hockey world, and I will never forgive them. I can't believe Tyler Wright keeps getting jobs as the head of amateur scouting with other teams. He's with the LA Kings now. LA Kings fans, good luck. Good luck with that. Have fun with Holland and Tyler Wright at the helm here. Yikes. We'll talk to you soon. Tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers. I'll see you tomorrow.